Has anybody here ever been E-Snubbed? E-Snubbed, that's the term I use to describe when you send a voicemail or an email to someone and they just like never reply. Or if they do, it's after some ridiculously inappropriate period of time, like a year. You know, I'm fascinated by e-snubbing on two counts. First, I think it's one of the most common and toxic workplace incivilities out there today. But the second reason that it fascinates me is because it's a relatively new phenomenon. If you think about it, you know, not that long ago there wasn't email and voicemail. Back in the good old days when you actually had to speak to people to conduct business, you couldn't e-snub them. You know, it would be a little strange. Sir, what's your name? Mike. So like imagine if Mike was on my team and we're back in the good old days without email and voicemail. I've got to talk to Mike in person to conduct business. So I go to Mike and I go to his office and say, hey Mike, are you going to have that client report ready for our meeting next week? Are you going to have that ready on Friday? Now if Mike just sat there and stared at me silently, it would be kind of awkward for both of us. Yet this is what happens day in and day out when people e-snub each other. E-snubbing and being unresponsive is really part of a larger issue, which is working in an unsupportive workplace. And you might be surprised how toxic that can be. Just last year, some people from Tel Aviv University, they finished a 20-year study. They tracked 1,000 people in the workplace over 20 years, and they were divided into two groups. One group worked in what were deemed supportive workplaces. There was a lot of collegiality and collaboration and cooperation. The other group worked in what were deemed unsupportive workplaces, where there was a lot of friction and antagonism and e-snubbing. Well, these researchers found that the people who were in the unsupportive workplaces, they were 2.5 times more likely to die during the 20-year study. So when you're being unsupportive to your team and your colleagues, it's not just an act of workplace incivility, you're actually killing your coworkers. And I know you don't want that on your conscience. So we are going to put a stop to that today by focusing on the things leaders do.